Hello everybody, welcome back to Simulated Heaven. We are in a new flight simulator. As you've probably seen from the title of this video, I decided to go ahead and buy this. It is called Prepared version 2. Basically, Lockheed Martin have taken, they've basically taken the FSX engine or the FSX code, whatever you want to say, and they've made their own version, which is very interesting. Now, it does, from my first impressions, seem very, very similar to FSX. I've been flying around not for that long, about an hour, and it would appear that, you know, it's kind of like a slightly enhanced version of FSX. Not really that much of a difference. I'm just going to fly around. This is not going to be any pro flying here, just to show you guys some clouds and scenery and stuff like that. Yeah, now then you might ask, why have I bought this rather than FSX? Now, although right now this is very similar to FSX, this is obviously still in development. So in 5 years' time, if you come back to this, I'm pretty sure you'll find it will have moved on a lot from the origins of FSX, and I think you'll find it will be much improved. So basically, I would rather buy something which is still in development, active development, rather than something which is basically a dead product that loads of people are making crazy add-ons for. The companies that make add-ons for FSX are amazing, and they make some really good add-ons. I'm certainly not denying that, but I just feel it's much better for me to buy something which is in active development. It's kind of like if you get a Robin Reliant. If you have never heard of a Robin Reliant, you can go search online, you'll find out. It's basically a car from England with 3 wheels. It's quite old. If you were to take that and you were to add on a really powerful engine and cool exhaust, it would drive really fast, it would have good performance, but it would still look like a Robin Reliant. So that's kind of the feeling I have. I'm sure that FSX is great and everything, but I just feel that this might be a better option in the long run. And anyway, you can actually get quite a lot of the add-ons from FSX here. Certainly most of the important ones seem to be available on this as well, which is great. I'm kind of also, I thought this might be an interesting experiment to see what this is like in comparison with X-Plane. Now, I'm obviously in the vanilla version of Prepared version 2, and it's the latest version, version 2.3, I believe. And one of the things I would say, I've actually been quite impressed with the default scenery. I think the default scenery in this actually looks pretty amazing, and I'm pretty impressed with it all in all. For a default scenery, I think it looks pretty realistic, pretty nice. Okay, there's not much variation and things like that, but it does look pretty amazing for a default scenery, and it certainly makes me feel happy that it's going to give me a good kind of base for me to build on when I'm using some add-on scenery. So that's pretty good, because that is a major issue with X-Plane. The default scenery is really bad, really ugly. It doesn't have a good auto-gen system. There are not a lot of buildings. It just doesn't look very good. So in comparison, I would say the scenery of this is pretty amazing. Now, in terms of the performance, I think one of the other reasons why I would like to try this out is I want to see what the performance is like. Now, right now, I have the frames locked at 30, and most of the time flying around here in quite a built-up area, it is able to stick at 30. So vanilla seems to have pretty good FPS, pretty good performance. And I am running a 7970, and I nearly crashed, GPU, and a 3770K stock CPU is not overclocked, is what I mean. So it's very interesting. It seems to run very well, but the issue is going to be, or the interesting part is going to be, when I start to add loads of crazy add-ons, will it still have a good level of performance? That will be very interesting, really. And we're out of fuel. Yay! Let's glide. We are a gliding fighter plane. Yeah, I ran out of fuel. You gotta love it, haven't you, really? But yeah, so this is the vanilla prepared version 2, and I will then start looking into add-ons. I believe I'm going to add on some airplane first, because like I said, this scenery is pretty alright, so I'll maybe fly around with some airplane add-on first, and then after that maybe start adding some scenery and weather and stuff like that, and see how it is. One of the other reasons why I was interested in this over X-Plane is because I really like things like Air Hauler and also FSX, Passenger X, you know, those kind of add-ons which give you an ability to run an airline or run a haulage company or do something of interest like that, if you know what I mean. You know, and unfortunately with X-Plane it does have Air Hauler, but they are not updating it, so you can only run it on 32-bit when all your airplanes are 64-bit, blah de blah, blah de blah. And excuse me, that was my Xbox 360 controller rattling. So it's a bit of a pain to run Air Hauler on X-Plane when most people are using the 64-bit version. It is actually possible, but it's just a little bit annoying. So it does have Air Hauler, but other than that, it doesn't really have any other good add-ons for that kind of stuff, like scenario things, management things. I think that you know what I mean, right? So that was another reason why I wanted to try this out, as well as the fact I want to see, with loads of crazy add-ons, how realistic the graphics are in this, and also about the performance. I also wanted to be able to play some of those kind of add-ons, which will give me a nice, you know, a reason for me to play a flight sim. I love flight sims, but I find if I don't have that kind of purpose, I don't play them as often as I ought to. And by the way, the lighting in this game is pretty nice. It's obviously improved slightly from regular FSX. It's pretty decent. One thing I don't like is the water effects. Water effects at the moment are not great. I believe I have everything set to high right now, and not very impressed with the water effects, but I'm sure in the future maybe that will improve, and of course that will be something else that I can improve with time. With add-ons. So yeah. Okay, so I hope I have explained why I have bought this. By the way, it is not a game. I've probably already accidentally called it a game a few times during this video. It is not a game. It is more a tool, an aviation software tool. They don't like to say it's a game, really. And yeah, so it isn't a game. So if I accidentally said it was a game during this video, I'm very sorry. Please ignore me. Yeah, so there you go. Hopefully it gives you a good idea of what vanilla is like for this game. Oh, I did it for this educational tool, aviation tool. It is pretty decent. I'm pretty impressed, pretty happy with the offering, and I think it's going to be a very interesting journey to see what this is like in comparison with X-Plane 10. Now, I've tried to explain things very carefully, but I probably forgot some things. If you have any specific questions about this, please can you leave a comment in the comment section below. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.